Arguing is one of those things that increases tension in our home. It takes two to argue, but only one to stop. I'm going to show you a trick that can stop arguing in its tracks. You want to listen to this video. I'm Dr. Scott Turansky. I have written a book called The Christian Parenting Handbook. It's a great book with 50 short chapters. You can read them one short chapter at a time. And you can get the book on Amazon or get it from my website, biblicalparenting.org, and you'll find some great insights in that book. When we talk about this idea of arguing, we have to realize that it takes two to argue. And sometimes we as parents don't even realize that we're in an argument because we think that talking to our kids is good. Now, I believe talking to children is a great idea. We should do a lot of talking with our children. But there's two places in particular where talking isn't all that helpful. One is when it's in arguing. The other is when children want to delay following an instruction by talking and talking and talking. And that increases tension as well. But let's focus in on arguing here. Now, sometimes children will start with a question like, why? And parents say, oh, I know the answer to that. And so they give them the reason why. And the child says, but, and I have the answer for that too. So, and we're often running here in an argument before we as parents even realize that it's taking place. We must become aware ourselves of when the arguments are starting to take place. And when we do, we want to do this trick. We want to move from the issue to the process. The issue is the dirty shirt or watching the video now or having a snack. The process is the way you're treating me. And I can't go forward right now because now we're doing some arguing here. So you're going to move to the process, and you might say to a child, look, you need to obey first and then we'll talk about it, if that's appropriate. And you do want to talk about it. I think talking to children is great, but we can't talk about it in the midst of arguing because inadvertently it validates a child's argumentative spirit. If a child has oppositional defiant disorder, then they're arguing a lot with life. We want to stop that process as soon as we see it, and we want to move to the process, and we want to say, I can't talk to you right now because this is arguing, or let's take a break from this, and you go do what you need to do, and then we'll talk about it some more. Or I already said no to this, I'm not talking about it anymore. If you as a parent stop the dialogue at that point, then you can prevent the tension that starts to increase. Now, certainly the child's going to be angry at first, but they'll learn that they can't bait you into this conversation because you won't participate.